इस साइड पे देखे इधर.
Fuck off, bro. East is that way.
As I understand it, Four Lions originally wasn't a cinema, wasn't designed to be a cinema release. I think it was a TV idea that got shut down because television has become less brave than it was when Chris was making sort of, you know, Day to Day or Brass Eye and things like that, you know. And I think it became a film release because I think that was an avenue that was opened up by Film 4. With all due respect to my work and Chris's work and everyone involved in the film, it's not really a film that you think, oh, you have to go and see it at the cinema, you know. The aesthetic isn't that. It's a pretty functional, not terribly sort of pretty looking film in that, you know, if that makes sense. It's not something that is traditionally regarded as a sort of cinematographer's dream, you know. But on the other hand, it absolutely serves the story and does what it's supposed to do, you know. But the approach was pretty functional. What Chris needed, as I understood it, was to commit to a format that would allow us to run and run and run, because for him it's all about, he doesn't want to cut. And I think someone like Ricky Gervais, from what I've heard, is the same. You know, I think their approach it's very much about the performance. And I remember Chris saying to me, you know, performance first, performance first.
Has your dad ever bought a Jaffa orange?
Once or twice.
Right, he's buying nukes for Israel, bro. He's a Jew.
Working with Chris is different to other directors in, you know, you might see a scene and then be very much, you know, say to the director, oh, well, you know, let's do the master down here and da 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 da. You still have those discussions with Chris, but it's not, you're not looking for those same beautiful frames. You know, like sometimes I would be in a corner, the master might just be sort of jammed in the corner on a fairly sort of unattractive wide shot, but it covers the scene. And then it was always two cameras. You have another camera jammed in another corner, getting other shots. And then obviously the use of the zoom lens so that we could work quickly and sort of do these little stab zooms, as it were, which you see in other films like In the Loop or something like that, or The Office, you know, pseudo documentary kind of feel. It keeps a certain kind of like moment where something happens and we sort of like just move in on the zoom. But also it allows us to keep shooting, and Chris could say, okay, now do a close-up from there, and we do, you know, which isn't traditionally sort of how you would do it. You wouldn't tend to be in one corner and then in order to get your close-up, you just zoom in at that moment. You normally would, you know, you'd break it, you'd relight for that moment. It was an aesthetic that successfully served the film. Once Chris starts, it's about the performance, and he really, that's where his attention is at that point, you know, largely.
Big enough for you now, buddy? Am I blowing a dog in a ditch? Or am I Packy Rambo?
Yeah, it was very funny. I mean, all of them. I mean, in their own way. It was, it was a lot of fun. I mean, that and Hyde Park, I think, were two movies that were just, there was a lot of on-set kind of.
Fuck it!
But it was tough as well, you know, they always are, you know, in one degree or another, you know, they're sort of, I mean, sometimes you're so sort of focused on something that you don't quite get the humour until you're in a bit of a more relaxed state of mind, if you see what I mean. You know, you're aware it's funny, but at the same time, it's like you're also thinking of, you know, so many other kind of technical or aesthetic things whilst you're filming it that it slightly takes the edge off the ability to just enjoy the humour, you know.
Only in the days of the final jihad. What are you doing here?
Well, you told us to come round. We just come through the back, anti-surveillance, like you said.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm doing my tape.
But we're not bombing a mosque.